Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump in. Tech Tip Tuesday. Yay. Today we're going over Windows 11, not Windows 10, Windows 11. Well, if you're still on Windows 10, I'm sorry, it's reaching the end of life. I'm kind of excited for this one because in this presentation, I was jumping through a ton of other Windows tips and tricks, and I actually learned a couple new ones myself, which is always exciting. And we're going to try them out today live in real time. So, goals here for Tech Tip Tuesday, get better together. We're going to do a quick overview. I'm putting these up on YouTube, so unless you want to be heard on YouTube by asking a question and unmuting, you're agreeing to be on YouTube. But today's going to be a lot of quick hitters. So last time I taught you how to do bookings. Today it's going to be rapid fire. We might go too fast. Hopefully you'll grab the recording, but you can jump back on those. So again, these are all Windows 11. Some of them apply to Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows XP, if you still remember that, or Windows ME. But just a reminder, if you're still on Windows 10, end of life is this October. So update, get a new computer, figure that out. This is everything we're going to cover today, starting through a lot. Some of these are just mentioning that it exists. Others are really how to do everything. Let's get in. I'm not going to delay us any longer. First thing I'm going to teach you is a little quick tip. Here, Windows D gets you right to your desktop. Everything goes away. It's really nice. You'll notice this nice clean desktop, and then you got to get out of PowerPoint. But right click, you want to go to your display settings. This is one thing I do all the time, and I need to make a new main display for myself. So switching your display, now you'll notice, hopefully here, yep, now I have my system tray here on the right-hand side. So that really makes it nice. We could spend 5 minutes on this, but the one thing I like to do here is identify. We'll jump into a bunch of settings later here on. While I'm here, I'm going to go in and hit my start menu. So all I did on my keyboard was hit that little Windows button. So just using that to really jump you in and out of things is really helpful. So if I wanted to open up like Procore Extracts, I just type in Procore. Wanted to find, let's hit escape and let's type in tech tips. So here's Tech Tip Tuesday, Windows 11, best match. So I don't actually look up any of my documents anymore. I find them just by using this. I barely use my Windows Explorer anymore, but if I want to, I'll just hit Windows E on my keyboard. Right there is Windows Explorer, right? Makes it real nice and easy. I'm going to go in and type in hello. So here is how to set up your face. Who on the call is using their face as their way to get in their computer? Anyone? Chris is? That's about it. Jason? Couple? Okay. Well, so if you want to set this up, go ahead and hit your start, type in hello. You'll get up set face and sign in options here. And that's going to be and you walk through here, sign in with your camera, automatically dismiss, enable it. You can go ahead and turn that on and set it up and work through it. So just work through this. Then you also have the ability to put in a pin here. So you can change your pin. I already set these up, so I can't really turn them on, but just know that they're here. Also, when you're here, I like to go in and do a dynamic lock. So this is something that's kind of cool. Automatically lock your device when you're walking away. So you can pair your phone with your computer. And this, especially if you're in an office workplace and people like to get on your computer and mess with you, or honestly, for security reasons, you should maybe do this so you can set it up. Now, it says I have no phones paired with my computer. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to type my phone, or its link, phone link, and go ahead and log that in. I have an iPhone. Let's see what happens here when I scan this. So I'm going to go scan that QR code, pair devices. It's going to put a little pair my device on here, open. I guess I should have showed this, but continue linking with Bluetooth, allow. You can kind of see it's working through there. I'm going to use that code there and go ahead and pair it and hit pair here. And, oh, this could be scary, but I'm going to allow it. Continue. and I'm going to download this Get Linked to Windows app. Got to put in my PIN. Wow. Got it. Okay, so here, almost there. Bluetooth settings. Okay. So now I can see all my notifications, everything right here. I'm not going to open my message up, but yeah. So I now have a phone link app right here that's connected. So as I walk away from my computer, it will lock up my computer right there. We're going to close that for now, but try that linking your phone, see how it works. Also, while we're in there, there's this passkeys. Search passkeys here in your settings. And you can start using passkeys with like websites and things like that. And that will just use your Windows Hello face instead of actually using your passwords and things like that. So you'll get that prompt in like Edge, Chrome to just start using passkeys that will actually use your PIN. So that's really helpful as well there. Let's talk Windows keys. So if everyone likes Control C, Control H, Control V, you can basically, instead of using that, I would recommend using this Windows key. So like I already talked about, finding it right here, jumping in and out really quickly out of your start menu, but there's a bunch of these. So you got Windows tab to open up all your different windows, lots of windows open there for me. Another cool thing is like if I want to open up my Windows Explorer here, it's the second thing on my list. I can just press Windows 2 and it will open up my Explorer. Of course, that opened in a different window. By the way, you now have tabs in your Windows Explorer. So I could actually take this Windows Explorer here and drag and drop it right there and just keep working through my different locations. Another one is like we talked about it already, Windows D gets you right back to your desktop. And then if you press Windows D again, it will restore it just how everything was. So I'll quickly do that. Windows L, I'm not going to press that one, but Windows L will lock up your computer. So if you're walking away from your desk and you don't have the dynamic lock turned on, just press Windows L. You'll walk right away from your computer and lock it up. Everyone knows what the lock screen looks like. I don't want to use that one. A fun one is this Windows semicolon. It opens up your emojis, your smiley faces, all these that you can quickly add to different things. So just by clicking that, it will add it and you can just close that. Let's talk right here about another one of my favorites. Those that deal with me quite a bit know, hey, love this Windows L left and right. So Windows left, Windows right. I'm using the cursor on my keyboard. Okay. Windows up and down will maximize left and right. Okay. If I hold in shift, it's going to cycle through my different computer screens. I have 3 screens going here. So I can just hold in shift to do that. If I drag it, I can also just drag it and drop it in those different locations. I have these locations at the top as well that I can move it in, drag it to the bottom corner. So you can drag it all really quickly. I use the Windows keys a lot for that. Another little thing right here is if I hover over here, I can really quickly go in and just put it to different locations just by hovering over here. If I press Windows Z, it will also have that appear. So I could just press Windows Z and 1, and it will put them right side by side. Just be aware of that, Windows Z, and you can try the different formats and put it like that. So lots of quick ways to set up and organize your different menus. Another thing that I don't usually use, but is really helpful for some people, if I press Windows Tab, there's this new desktop. If I press Windows Control D, it's going to open up a brand new desktop. Hopefully you guys didn't disappear. and then I can switch back to different desktops. You have your different desktops there. So if you want a fresh desktop, some people like a work desktop and a personal desktop, you can have switch between the two right there really quickly. So those are some basic Windows tips. Next, I want to move into snipping. Everyone should know the Windows Shift S opens up our fancy snipping tool. Let me open up our PowerPoint real quick and take a snip of our PowerPoint. Okay, so I'm going to go Windows Shift S and just highlight that. It will open up the snipping tool here. I want to show you some updates here. So I'm going to maximize this real quick. So you can create a new one there. Notice here that you have snipping and recording. I'm going to jump into recording in just a moment. You have your snipping modes, so you can do like full screen, window, or freeform. You got delay. Sometimes you got to do a couple things before you get into actual snipping, the way it works. You have some basic markups here. You have a highlighter, you have an eraser, you have shapes. A couple new ones here is the OCR tool. So you can copy all the text there. I can do a quick redact if there's like phone numbers and things in there. Copy in a table. Let's just open up Notepad, for example. And now I can paste that right there. I'll just copy all text and go to my Notepad and paste it. Lets you grab things really quickly. Apparently I didn't spell search right. And you got crop. I can crop this. I thought there was a text, but sometimes there's not. You can save this, copy it. Another little thing that I'd like to show you guys is when you go into your settings here, you can actually change the print screen button on your keyboard to, instead of hitting Windows Shift S, you can just hit print screen and it will go and open up your snipping tool. So just come here, change this, use print screen to open a capture, turn that on. Now on my keyboard, if I press the print screen button, maybe, oh, my function lock was on, print screen, I'm now on that snipping tool. Okay. Another snipping tool thing, Windows Shift R will open up a recording. I'm in recording mode right here. So if I need to do a quick desktop capture of everything that I'm working on, I can hit start. I can turn on and off display audio. I can turn on my audio. I'm not going to do that because it's probably going to create an error. And just hit start. It's going to give me a quick countdown here. And you can pull things in and out, move things around, just show a bunch of processes here, and hit stop. That's going to create a quick recording of this that you can play. Quick way to do screen captures. You can just go ahead and save that, and it's going to pick a location for you to save it, give it a title, put it on your desktop maybe, and say new recording, and then share that like you would anything else. If I can go to my desktop, oh, by the way, I don't have anything on my desktop. What happened to everything? If I go here to my view, show desktop icons, there's all my stuff. Here's my recording. If I right click on that, I can share it via OneDrive and just go there. Of course, I like to keep a clean, hidden, organized desktop, and so I just turn that off. So that's a nice little trick there as well to just clean up your desktop. While you're in this recording, just note maybe another whole tech tip on it, but there's a tool that's kind of included with Windows or Microsoft 365 called Clipchamp. That actually will help. It's a little lightweight video editor. So if you need a video editor, just use that. You can clean things up, add titles, add different boxes and things like that, and just use that right there versus trying to go find like a Camtasia or something like that to edit your videos. Okay, so another one is we all know Control X, Control C, and Control V. We should all know those. One I'll highlight is Windows V. If you press Windows V on your keyboard, you're going to get your clipboard history. You need to turn this on, but here's everything that we kind of covered and just took pictures of here so that I can go in and let's go into Notepad here again. We'll press Windows V. and I can paste something that I grabbed a couple minutes ago, and it's right there available for me. You can copy 5 things at a time. I think it goes up to like 30 or 40 things that you can have in there, and it keeps your history of that. Won't keep it after you restart your computer. You can also come in here, Windows V, and clear it all if you need to as well. That's a really helpful one. I use Windows V all the time. Another real quick shortcut for you. Instead of hitting Alt Control Delete, just holding Control Shift Escape to get to your task manager right here. So just have that available for you. So let's start talking about some of these areas down here. This is called your system tray. So if I ever ask you to look in your system tray, the bottom right-hand corner is your system tray. If you want to open up here, you can see your notification area. You can see your tools. So first I want to talk here. So if I right click on this, I can go to my adjust time and date. I can actually come in here and go ahead and add additional calendars for other locations if I wanted to. Turn that off, click OK. Now I'll see those times and dates in here. While I'm in here, notice that you have your focus time. So you can quickly come down here and say, hey, I need to focus for the next 45 minutes. Let's say 30. Hit focus time. It's going to snooze all of your notifications during that time. And you can use that clock and focus time to help you work through that. Got some basic tools in there for you. Okay, still on focus time. Other thing here I'd recommend is, and I do better than this than some, is come in here, right click it, go to your notification settings. Choose what can turn on and off and send you notifications, like Microsoft Store. I don't need the store sending me notifications. I don't need, well, I do need WhatsApp. I don't need the Xbox widget game bar sending me notifications. This is like Procore sending me notifications via Edge. Do I need that or do I not? Surface, some other things sending me notifications there. You can turn those on and off. You can come in here and update some of your focus times, or you can come in here and change your do not disturb or turn on do not disturb automatically. So say during nighttime, so like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. No one can call me, right? You can make it daily or weekdays only, or turn on weekends. So just kind of put that in your mind. You can also set priorities, like what are my notifications that are priorities that ignore that focus time. That's really helpful. Next, I'll make sure everyone knows about your quick settings. So this is just hit by Windows A. You can go through your quick settings. Some new ones that they added, live captioning. I don't use that a whole lot. Light mode or night light, you can turn that on and it's going to actually gray, or like it's kind of like tint your display to make it a little less obtrusive. But you can go to your night settings and you can turn on your night light automatically. So if I go here, expand this, I could turn this on automatically from sunrise to sunset if I wanted to. So that's kind of a really cool one there for you. There is dictation. So most of our apps have dictation already. But if I go back to my Notepad, I've never used Notepad so much in my life. I usually use Word. But I can actually press Windows H, and I can go ahead and start dictating right to my computer, and just wherever app I'm in, it can go ahead and write out everything that I'm saying. Period. Enter. Oh, it didn't do the enter. But so you can keep just putting whatever there and then just close it out. When you're done, press Windows H, or Windows H will turn it on. Windows H will turn it back off. It's a really nice one. You can actually also do narration. I don't use this a whole lot. It's more of an accessibility tool, but Windows Control Enter will turn on a narrator. So that will actually narrate everything that's on your screen. It's a little intense. It's a little annoying, but if you remember that key, Windows Control Enter, it will turn it on and off. Couple last little ones here. We've been flying through them. There's a tool built in called Quick Assist. I'm not going to show you all the details of this. Just note that this is actually, if you have like, I should start doing this for my parents or something like that, you can help someone else out or get help from someone else. And if you hit help someone, it's going to generate you a code. And then you just give them that code. And on the last screen, they're going to be able to jump in, control someone else's computer, depending on your company level settings and how that works. So really easy way to help someone out that's built in right inside of Windows for you. There's a bunch of other ones that do that, remote desktop and things like that, that will let you help out other people, remote assist and things like that. But just quick assist is helpful there. I think I'm going to skip everything related to Copilot for this week. I just want to finish up with a couple little ones. Just hit your start menu and type startup. One thing, if your computer's not performing quite how you want it to, especially when you restart your computer, go through all these startup apps and turn things on and off. Like I turned Spotify off. I don't need it to load every single time. I don't need to load some of these other ones like Bluebeam Print. I never print, so why is that on? So go ahead and turn those on and off. Another one that you want to do is, last one for me, is themes and related settings. So I usually just hit that themes. If you go to your settings, so you can just type in settings and go to personalization, there are a bunch of ways to personalize this. So we're going to go themes here. You can actually go in and change your theme. Here I have national parks, 18 images, surface, night skies, things like that. You can browse tons of different themes for your desktop. If you really like baby animals and chicks and bunnies, you can get all the chicks and bunnies that you would ever need, dogs and cats, springtime animals. So you can basically change through your backgrounds over and over again and then install those. Another one is under personalization is dark mode. I think it's under colors and themes. So if you want to choose your mode, you can just come in here, choose dark mode. It's going to change and save your eyes, right? So that's going to adjust all your apps as well. You can also go custom and use maybe Windows being light. So that's my light mode for Windows, or dark, and then light for my apps. This is how I usually use it, but honestly, I might start switching here to dark mode for everything. You can also change your Windows colors and selections and a few different things. I think mine automatically adjusts based on different parts and pieces. So with that, that is a half hour of really intense Windows tips and tricks that can get you guys some new things. I'll open up the floor to any questions, any thoughts, anything else that you guys might have that you thought you could share. So thanks everyone, and have a wonderful rest of your day.